Good morning, everybody. Friday morning, and although I haven't been around much the last few days, there has been a lot going on. I'm just going to read you something that I posted in a group relating to Alfie's disease, Parkinson's group. So, and it'll give you the basic information that I'm going to expand on a little bit. After incidents at the nursing home yesterday, home management, safeguarding, DOLS, which is an arm of social services, and the police are now involved. Although unable to share too much at the moment, I will say this. Listen to your gut feeling. Film with sound where possible, whether covertly or overtly. Share that video with management, both at local and higher level. If necessary, involve safeguarding, DOLS and the police. The most important person in all of this is your loved one. Fight for him or her, because no one else will. That's what we've had to do. I filmed, and the filming was accidental actually, because I wanted to feed myself, giving Alfie his breakfast, and show how awkward and distressed he could be and how long it would take. And I'd done the recording incorrectly, so I'm messing about with my phone. And then he was choking. I pressed the buzzer for somebody to come in, 25 minutes, nobody came. By which time I'd sorted him, but I still needed a nurse there. So I shouted down for a nurse, still nobody came. I ran down to the lounge area, there were the two of them, two healthcare assistants, chatting to a resident's family member. And I said, he's choking, and they said, well, we're in conversation. I said, he's choking. One of them came down. Of course, Alfie had got a lot of food on his shirt, and by that time, Alfie's one-to-one carer had come in. It was midday, and she, together with a permanent member of staff, came down to wash and change Alfie. They came in, they didn't want me in the room while they did this, so I went out to make a cup of tea. My phone was recording, and what I recorded, I was shocked. The way he was manhandled, the lack of empathy, talking about one in particular out of the two. No wonder he's got bruises on him, and also mimicking him and poking fun at him. This is a permanent member of staff. She also was saying things about me and about my moaning, and saying that why does she come every day anyway? He must have money hidden somewhere, because nobody would put themselves through this day after day. All caught on video, all of it. My son didn't know about this. This was on Sunday morning when I was there alone, and on the Sunday afternoon my son and his partner went, and I hadn't spoken to him but I did text him on the night and say we need to talk. Didn't tell him much about it, but he was coming first thing the following morning. My son got to my house and he said, you know, what's going on? I showed him the video and he said, well, let me tell you what's happened. My son, who has power of attorney for me, and the Alfie's dementia had gone too far by that time, so he's got he's the responsible person for Alfie. He deals with everything regarding his dad, everything regarding me, and both of us together. My son asked for Alfie's notes to read through them. The nurse, the sister, said you can't have them. Bearing in mind, my son goes through these notes meticulously every Sunday and has done for the last 4 years that Alfie's been there. My son said, I'm entitled to read the notes and I'm taking them. And she said, well, if you do, I'm going to phone the police. This was in a lounge full of residents. Well, I don't know how many were there, but a lounge with residents and their family there. So my son said, well, I'm taking the notes. In the meantime, feel free to phone the police if that's what you want to do. She did. And she's done us a big favour. She was the nurse in charge on the morning also when the buzzer went ignored. Help wasn't given when it was needed. Total negligence on Sunday. The police spoke to my son and said, why have we been involved? Why did she ring us? Because you're perfectly entitled to read those notes. She should never have called us. What do you want us to do? So bearing in mind my video recording, the way Alfie was pulled and pushed around, the way he was talked at, the way he was ridiculed, the fact that data protection regarding myself and my family was given by a senior member of staff to a healthcare assistant who said, why is she moaning? And then she was told, well, and she was given information. That was misleading, to say the least. And all this talk about he must have money somewhere, otherwise why would she come for hours every day? It's called love. It's called responsibility. It's called duty. Mainly it's called love. There is no money, and even if there was, it would go to our children. And the fact that she said that, to me, reflects just what type of person she is. I know that there's action being taken. I can't say too much right now, and I'm not sure how much I'll be allowed to share in future, but suffice it to say that Alfie's one-to-one care is now back on, but not 24/7, and we at least need it from 8 in the morning until 10 at night at the very least, whereas it's from 10 in the morning until 8 at night. So we need those extra 4 hours, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. I got there yesterday morning I had to take my brother to the hospital first. My brother's got cancer, So went to the hospital with him and just found out what was going on, and then left him there. And obviously couldn't go back for him because I was with Alfie. And then I got to the nursing home about 8:30, 8:40 yesterday morning. Alfie's lamp was on and he was in bed and he was punching out at somebody and shouting. Got him some milk, he was terribly thirsty, and then I noticed that the sensor, the crash mat, which is supposed to beep an alarm if he rolls out of bed, I was treading on the crash mat, no alarm was going off. I sat on the bed, the alarm on the bed wasn't going off, so no alarms were plugged in and initiated yesterday. So that's something else I've got to pick up with them today. And also Alfie's diet yesterday was not correct. They were giving him foods that were too hard for him to chew. He needs to be on a soft diet because he's choking now on certain foods. We are told, the two who were seeing to Alf, and they got him into a wheelchair to bring him into the lounge area, and something had gone wrong with the bottom of the wheelchair with the footrest. And the one who I'll call the brute said just cross his legs over, and pulled his leg across. Alfie is very frail. He can't weight bear. We didn't know that. We didn't know how bad it was. He's had another assessment yesterday and the day before. He's now got a new wheelchair, and we're told that, he will sooner rather than later probably need a hoist. I'm not sure whether that's all I wanted to share with you this morning. My head is still all over the place, and as I say, data protection, the gossip going round about me, and she only comes for the money. There is no money. And what a terrible thing to say. And laughing at him. And Alfie, when he was in the wheelchair, and it could be clearly heard on the video, and he was shouting at them. He was patting her arm to try and get it. That's how he does it, to try and get reassurance. And she wasn't. She was just fobbing him off. And when they got Alfie into the wheelchair, he said, "I don't think you are very nice people." And you could hear it. There's still something there at times. And with me yesterday there was. But he said to them, clear as day, "I don't think you're very nice people." And the brute said to him, "What did you say? What did you say? We're not very nice people." That's like the pot calling the kettle black. These people are carers. At least they were. Have a great day, everybody. I'll try and get back on later. Bye-bye.